Good morning, students. So today we are going to start our new chapter, that is natural resources. So first, before explaining this chapter, I should want to tell you about natural resources. So natural resources means the resources which are provided by nature on earth that can be utilized by living organisms to sustain their life is called as natural resources. That is given by the earth for us to sustain our life processes. Okay. So these includes air, water, soil, sunlight, mineral, etc. So all these resources are found accumulated in different layers of the earth surfaces are as follows. So that I told you, that is given by the earth, are accumulated in the different layers on the earth surfaces. So what are those layers? I will explain you one by one. First is lithosphere. What do you mean by lithosphere? Lithosphere means the outer crust of our, that is the outer crust of our planet's earth that we called as land. So outer crust that we called as land is called as lithosphere. Now what is hydrosphere? Hydro means water. So hydrosphere. The earth is covered by about 75% of water. So the water found to be present in seas, oceans, lakes, ponds. So all these, and this is also, the earth is also called as blue planet because of this plenty of its water. So hydrosphere, you can write this earth surface covered with earth surface covered with 75% of water in seas, oceans, ponds, lakes, etc. Earth is also called as blue planet. Earth is also called as blue planet. Why Earth is called as blue planet? Because of the presence of water. So next we will study about the atmosphere. What do you mean by atmosphere? So atmosphere, the multi-layered gaseous envelope you can see in the atmosphere a multi-layered gaseous envelope is there that covers the whole earth like a blanket. That covers the whole earth like a blanket. So this is called as atmosphere. Next you should know about the term biosphere. So students, what do you mean by biosphere? It is the life supporting zone of earth. It is the life supporting zone of earth, or you can say where the life in a earth persists. Here the atmosphere, hydrosphere and the lithosphere interact and makes the life possible. You can see here the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere interact and make, and lithosphere interact and made life possible. Okay students, next, so these all are the different surfaces on the earth from where the life can persist. So these are the next chapter we can study about biotic factors and abiotic factors. Biotic, what do you mean by biotic factors? These are the factors which are responsible for the life. Living things like, all the living things like plants, animals includes in the biotic factors. Whereas abiotic factors includes all non-living things. Non-living things like air, water, sunlight, these all are abiotic factors. So you can write biotic factors, the living things like plants and animals, like plants and animals. These all includes the biotic factors. Whereas, or you can say the biotic components of biosphere. You can also say that as biotic components of biosphere. Now, abiotic factors includes all non-living things. Like air, like water, like sunlight, no, are called as abiotic. Sunlight, all these are abiotic components. All these are called as abiotic components of biosphere. Okay children, so this is all about the introduction. I am explaining this once again. Resources means what? Which is obtained naturally and which is utilized by us. Like see, these all are the resources provided by nature on earth which can be utilized by living organisms to sustain their life. These include water, air, sunlight, minerals. These all are very helpful to us for sustaining our life. Next, I just explained you about the terms. What is lithosphere? The name itself says that is in land. The outer crust called as land, that is lithosphere. Hydrosphere, hydro means water. About 75% of the earth is covered by this layer that is called as hydrosphere. It also occupies the seas, ponds, lakes and all the water wherever the water is there. Due to this, the earth is also called as blue planet because of the water. Next, atmosphere. What do you mean by atmosphere? The multi-layered gaseous envelope. Here we can see in the atmosphere, we can observe we know that in the gaseous envelope is there, that is called as, that covers the whole earth like a blanket, that is called as atmosphere. Next, biosphere. Obviously the life supporting zone of earth is called as biosphere. Here the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere interact with each other, where they can make the life possible. Okay, so where the life can reside, so that term is called as biosphere. Now two factors are very important, that is abiotic factors and biotic factors, or you can say biotic components of biosphere or abiotic components of biosphere. So biotic components includes all the living things, like all the living things like plants, animals are biotic components. Abiotic means non-living things. Okay students, so this is all about the introduction of natural resources. Now we will see the resources on the earth and their importance. So next students, we will study resources on the earth and their importance. As we know, the natural resources are the abiotic components in nature. Abiotic means non-living. Non-living components in nature which is used by us for sustaining our life processes. So they are used by human beings in order to meet their basic requirements or for maintaining our life processes. So next, all the natural resources present on earth are basically air, water and land. So we will study these in detail one by one. First we will be starting up with the air. Okay students, the breath of life. You can see the air, with the help of that we can respire. As we know, the air consists of many types of gases such as carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, so argon. So air consists, or you can say the mixture of gases are there. And what? So the precise composition of all these gases makes the life possible on earth. Okay, so as I told you, the earth comprises of mixture of gases. The air, you can write here, air is a mixture of gases such as oxygen, CO2, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, water vapor, etc. So the precise quantities of these all gases makes the life possible on earth. You can say the precise composition of all these gases makes life possible. Okay students, so next is, as we know, all kinds of cells, either it's prokaryotic or eukaryotic, these cells respire, or you can say they do the breakdown of glucose. So the breakdown of glucose, it is also said to be as the process of respiration. So why the breakdown of glucose takes place in prokaryotes and eukaryotes? For providing them energy. So this process is called as respiration. So all in this process of respiration, the intake of oxygen will take place and exhaling of carbon dioxide will take place. Okay, so clear? So all these cells, either it's eukaryotes or prokaryotes, all these cells respire. During this process of respiration, the breakdown of glucose will take place. For the breakdown of glucose, it will provide us energy to do work. For this, the respiration, in the process of respiration, the organism will inhale oxygen and exhale CO2. So as well, the CO2 is being exhaled by so many living organisms, that then also the concentration of CO2, or you can say the amount of CO2, is maintained in the atmosphere. So first, what we will study, the layer of gaseous envelopes. That I explained you, the layer of gaseous envelopes is called as atmosphere. So first, what is the how the atmosphere is essential for us. So this atmosphere, or you can say this layer of gaseous envelopes, also helps in communication, or it also helps in protection from the ultraviolet rays. So this gaseous envelopes, it helps to protect us from, you can write it down, this gaseous envelopes or atmosphere helps us from protecting us from the harmful ultraviolet rays. And second, it also helps in the communication. Okay, so as I told you, the CO2 is being exhaled by different living organisms, then also the amount of CO2 is being maintained. So the other resources and more resources like CO2 is being high in the atmosphere due to the combustion of fuels, and due to the combustion of fuels by human beings, and due to the forest fires, the CO2 get more and more in the atmosphere. You can write the other sources. CO2 get, or you can write the concentration of CO2 CO2 of the concentration of CO2 is raised in the atmosphere due to due to respiration. We exhale CO2 and we inhale oxygen. Next, you can say burning of fossil fuel, or you can say the burning of fuels by humans. And next reason is forest fires. So all these factors liberate high amount of CO2 in the atmosphere, but still the percentage of carbon dioxide in the air is in fraction is present. No, so these all are the sources from where the CO2 the amount of CO2 is increasing, or the percentage of CO2 in the atmosphere is increasing, but still it is present on only fractions. So because the CO2 is fixed by the two ways, that's why the CO2 is being fixed in the atmosphere, that's why the percentage is not being raising. So you can write here, the CO2 is being fixed in two ways. Okay, so first ways is green plants convert CO2. The green plants convert CO2 into glucose in the presence of sunlight by the process of photosynthesis. Okay. Next, many marine organisms use carbonates to make their shells. See, the carbonates are the dissolved CO2 in the water. Okay, so that's what I explained you, that so we are exhaling carbon dioxide during respiration, as well burning of fuels, as well in this forest fires, the accumulation of CO2 in the atmosphere get higher, or you can say the percentage of CO2 in the atmosphere get high, but still again it will get maintained, again it will get lowers down. How? Because the photosynthesis in the atmosphere, it get fixed in the atmosphere. It will get fixed by this with the help of these two ways. First, by the process of photosynthesis, that the green plants utilize sunlight, the green plants convert CO2 into glucose with the help of sunlight during the process of photosynthesis. Next is marine organisms. Marine organisms use carbonates or like dissolved CO2 to make their shells. By this, the CO2 is being utilized, or you can say the CO2 is being fixed in the atmosphere. So more about this air, land and water we will see in the next class. Thank you for today's class.